Listen, I know you don't know. You are just like me. You don't understand how money really works, so you can use it to your advantage, right? In this episode, we're going to break down the capitalism of America and how you can come on top.
All right, guys, it's your girl, Mrs.Fabfinancial, one of the co-hosts of the Mind Your Biz podcast. And so we want to let you know that we talk about all things business, but I don't know if some of you know, but we also do taxes, right? And so it is tax season. And so if you want to work with either one of us, myself or my co-host, Dr. BlackWealth, click the link in our bio. Check us out in our link tree. You can book an appointment. You can upload your documents, and we will get you together and let you know what you're looking at, right? So don't forget, click the link in the bio. It's tax season, right? You don't want to pay more than you have to, right? And so I specialize in personal and small businesses up to about $250. My co-host, Dr. BlackWealth, got you covered. If you are an experienced, high net worth entrepreneur, right? $250 and up. He does CFO services, payroll, tax planning. He got you. We got you. So whether you're on the low end or the high end, we got you covered. Check the link out in our bio. Click us, calendar us, book us, all that stuff. Check us out, and we see you on the other side.
What's going on, everybody? It's another episode of Minding Your Biz. I'm one of your co-hosts, Dr. BlackWealth.
Hey, and it's your girl, Mrs.Fabfinancial.
What's up? So, what's going on? How you feeling?
I feel energetic. I just finished the energy drink. So I'm here for it. I am here for it.
All of it.
You know, I'm definitely here for how to spend money, how to make money, how to manage money, what even to do with money, because I didn't have no idea really. Sure. I just knew I wanted to make it because that's what you figure you're supposed to do, so you can buy the things and live the life you want. So you're like, I need to make more money. I need to make money. And you really don't have an idea, then, okay, then what do I do with the money I'm making? Yeah. How do I save it, grow it, invest it, right? So I think this episode is going to be hopefully beneficial to some people who were in the same position when I first started learning about money, right? And I think the biggest thing that helped me was to use money to make more money. Yeah. That was like the biggest thing, like, use my money to make more money, and then I can enjoy the quality of life that I want, right? So that I need to double down and invest into the things that's going to make me more money. But growing up with just a different kind of worker bee mindset, I just made the money to pay the bills, right? Sure. And like, all right, well, I'm going to just make more money to keep paying bills, right? Instead of saying, well, the bills are always going to be there. I probably should take a portion of this and invest it.
Should
into
we not pay
something.
Our bills?
Well, listen, you got 30, 60 days.
You can put something on it.
Put something on it. I'm just, if it's, before they foreclose and repo,
you get the pink notice.
You could possibly leverage that money to make you money.
You could.
So if I'm like, listen, this is how I generate money. If I double down and take this and put in ads, or to buy more leads, or to like use this to get this Turo Airbnb, or buy some hair because I want to wholesale hair, and I know if I sell it, it's going to make this back, and I could then buy more and reinvest in my business, and now I have the money to pay off my bills. But now I have a business that I started. I've started something here that I didn't have before. So I'm not saying don't pay your bills. I'm just saying leverage,
might want to juggle.
Be strategic and juggle, because they always going to be there.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not advocating don't pay your bills. Please pay your bills. However, if you're in a situation, use the money to make you more money.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this subject is really, so I feel like we just in the season of money. I don't know what it is. It's a new year, right? I know everybody got these, whatever their resolutions might be, right? And it generally don't be... Most people don't be about making money, or at least we might say it might be just like the gym thing. I want to get in shape.
Oh, the gyms is free now.
We might. We about a couple weeks in. Huh? So everybody off.
They've quit.
And that's the same. And that's the same way you're gonna treat the money, right? Yeah. Like, I want to make enough money, and then by week 2, your still
passion is gone. Yeah. The dust has settled. You are no longer as driven and compassionate. Yeah. And haven't formed the covenant to keep doing the thing you said you was going to do.
For sure.
So So
we just in that season. I mean, last episode we talked about taxes, so now we just breaking down money, right? And so y'all might, whatever my views might be, some people might love it, some people might hate it. But I'm gonna give everybody some grace here. Everybody some grace. I know you was just like me and just don't understand how money really works.
Yeah.
So everybody on the same slate here as this is the episode, the clean slate, right? And I think about InvestFest last year, 2023 InvestFest, and I think about the story that the billionaire, one of the first black billionaire or the number one black billionaire, Robert Smith, told about how he came into money and how he started his company, his private equity firm, right? And so when you look at it, he's like, I'm a black guy from Denver, Colorado, who went to school, the basic narrative, to be an engineer through a program that they have for him to be an engineer. Because most poor people believe that if they go to school to be engineers, doctors, lawyers, nurses, that they made it out of a poor condition. And then he understood, like, hey, I'm making money, right? But somewhere in his story, he understood, like, well, he really ain't getting to the money.
Yeah. And
started to work at an investment banking firm.
But pause there, because that's a shift in what the next level of money looks like, right? Because for a certain person, that first level would have been sufficient. Right? Just making enough, being a doctor, lawyer, making, 80 up to six figures would have been enough.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
All right. So
and that's a different mindset to go, is this, it's another level. It's another gear here. What does that look like? Because I'm not really what I thought I would be being an engineer. Right?
So I'm glad you said that. So it's stages to this.
Yeah.
I always say that it's a couple different level of awareness, especially when it comes to money and me talking with business owners. But let's just go into stages of life. Stages to this. Most of us is coming from
working class,
or poverty or poor conditions. I don't want to too much say. Some of us might still be in PJs if they still exist, but just working class people. And our way out is going to college, getting an education into something that's going to make us some money. And the first thing you go after is six figures. Right? You like, I want to at least make $100,000. If I make $100,000 a year, right, I'm good.
Until the taxes come out.
Until you start making $100,000 a year, and you like, this ain't enough.
Not what I want.
Not what I thought, right? And so, to your point, it's stages to it. It's like you become a profession to still work for somebody. However, you're making a decent amount of living to change your situation, but some people stay there, and it's not a bad choice. So if you're in stage one, let's just say you're making a few six figures or even seven figures to a doctor degree. How do we sustain that and pass that down? Or what does our life look like? Well, it might look like our kids in a better school system. It might look like we got a decent sized house, we got a decent car. Our kids and family want for nothing really. But it also, dealing with that as a financial planner, is that keeping up with the Joneses. That's the people who make them seven figures, and we're heavy in the debt. Right, so that's that understanding the windows of wealth. The middle class have good credit and make decent money to buy toys and liabilities.
No, for sure.
And we go into debt.
I mean, that's a whole word. I mean, and then there, only because we see it, in the tax space. I come across people who make six figures all the time.
Yeah, and
they don't have the cash flow.
Even seven.
They do not have the cash flow to live the life they thought they have. They have the car and the house, but
they got good credit.
They have good credit, but they've over leveraged. They're not budgeting. That lifestyle creep that we talk about. So, you can live the life you want. I really want it to be. I want the narrative to be. It's not just about making the money, but it's having the financial discipline to manage it in a way that you can pass something down to your generations, right? You putting them in a good school is great.
Yeah.
They living in a nice house and they're driving a luxury vehicle.
Right.
But no one has, a trust, savings, no investments, no
life
CDs,
insurance.
Life insurances, because you focused on the front, the materials part of it, and not the back end stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let me make sure I do have, my back end stuff. So if something does happen to me, I'm passing something down to my kids, right? I invested in CDs. So maybe I don't upgrade my lifestyle right now until I do this first. And I think that's what's missing. Mm-hmm. I think in our community especially, is that we get so excited. And I understand the excitement because we work really hard. We went through all the school. We got all the student debt to now be like, oh, my God, I can afford to get the car I always dreamed of. I can afford to get the house. I can afford to put my kids,
nobody telling me no.
But nobody's telling me no. But somebody should tell you no.
Ain't nobody telling
tell yourself no.
Ain't nobody telling me money don't grow on trees.
Right. Let's put something in place to go before I get the house. I think I need to make sure that my children, right, have investment accounts, that they have UTMA accounts or UGMA accounts, that I have CDs for them, that I have, trust in place. Let me do some of that financial back end first. And I think we don't talk enough about that. And then go, all right, I did that. I paid me and my family first for our future. I'm investing in my future, right? I'm investing in my generations pretty much. You know what I mean? Setting your kids up so that they can be trust fund children if that's what you want, right?
So
and then paying in and then satisfying the initial need of what you want now, right?
No, I got you. I think I'll take a different approach. My approach would be, I almost think that we need to go through the stage of getting into debt, buying the toys.
Why?
Having the lifestyle.
Why we got to go through that?
You know why? Because you want to appreciate what's on the other. You won't understand that there's another side of it until you fulfill the side that you think you're missing. So when I grow up poor and I don't have all the things, that's all I'm really chasing. Once you get it, then you feel like you got a pill that makes you think you're fulfilled.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you're really not. And then you understand, like, man, I'm paying taxes. We got all the stuff. I'm Louis down. I'm Rolls Royce this. I got the $1 million
I don't think you got to
house.
go through that. I disagree. I don't think you have to go through that.
But I don't think without going through that, you will realize and have a certain appreciation for the other side of the fence of let me take my stuff more serious. If I come to you and say, listen, I know you coming from, your mom probably made $20,000, $30,000. I don't know how she did it. 2, 3, 4, 5, some 10, 14 kids, put us through school. You passing down hand-me-downs from one person to the next. So now you in a position where you become a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, and you can do what you want to do when you feel you can do what you want to do when you want to do. And I'm coming to you as a planner and I say, listen, man, you might want to put your money you need to put some money in the stocks. You might want to get an investment fund. You might want to get a life insurance. You're going to look at me like, what? First of all, you don't know about this world and you don't even care about it.
But I think that's the issue.
Right.
That we are not as a people educated and exposed to what wealth strategies and what wealth management is.
Yeah.
We think it's those things. That's why we go after it. Because when I look at people, even when I think about an Oprah or Tyler Perry or LeBron James, and I'm just using those because those are out there. But I know, for example, my girlfriend Rhonda, her mother was a teacher. They were a 2-family household, and it wasn't about the necessarily the stuff because they grew up in a way that wealth and money was respected and taught. And so their view of money was different.
For sure.
But because we don't understand sometimes what that wealth looks like, we assume it's the stuff and that's what we go after. But I don't think that needs to be like your trajectory to go, see, you got to go through this stage first. I think that's a waste of time and money. You don't have to squander your money to appreciate it. I don't think you need to do that.
What's going on, y'all? I'm one of your co-hosts of Minding Your Biz, Dr. BlackWealth. I want to let you know that it's always tax season. Tax season is always here, right? Our firm specializes in working with business owners, real estate investors, and investors on looking at tax strategies to help you in your savings, right? So my other co-host, Mrs.Fabfinancial, she works with individuals and small businesses up to about 250, right? And so her office is open as well. We both can take care of you and make sure that you are doing and using your dollars for the best interest of you, right? So make sure you click the link, make sure you book a call, don't wait, do it right now, and you can get back to the episode. I mean, so for some people, and we kind of maybe splitting hairs here, so for some people, I mean, and I'm in agreement to a certain
to me,
extent.
That's emotional and financial discipline. You're emotionally tied to spending the money on what it does for you, and you also just don't know that, hey, these things come with so much responsibility, so much liability that's really not what I want. But if somebody told me that, if I was educated in that, if I had a window into what that looked like, maybe I wouldn't go for that. But because we don't know, most of us are first generation, we don't know what that other side looks like. Most of us didn't grow up with money.
Right.
We just know what the appearance of money looks like. So but we don't understand the stress behind it.
But that's why I'm saying I think the stages is that, because every buying decision anybody make or anybody come up with, it's all emotional based. You don't understand the other side of it till you satisfied yourself in some shape, form, or fashion. When we talk about somebody like Tyler Perry or Oprah, I believe people like that are outliers of their community, because they set out to do what it is that they wanted to do by any means necessary. But when you got somebody who go through a stage of the middle class section and they make 6 and 7 figures, some of them become multimillionaires or billionaires after they went through that period because they felt or wanted something different. Think about like Robert Smith's story. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm making good money as an engineer. But then he's like, but then he got exposed to another side of it that gave him another emotional attachment that he didn't understand.
That's why I think it's the exposure.
Yeah.
If we expose people early, and we were talking about the education system, if I'm exposed to the fundamental ideas and the strategies and techniques of what wealth looks like and what it is, and it's not the appearance of stuff, but what it really is financial discipline, because it's about saving and investing and growing your money. You have to put money into something a little long term for it to grow. And most of those guys are in real estate. And that is a growth strategy that sometimes you just don't make overnight. You have to put something in something, right? An instrument, it could be a CD, it could be a stock, it could be real estate. You have to put it in something and let it grow. You have to kind of have the financial discipline and go, wait a minute, I'm not looking to get rich quick.
Yeah.
It's a long game here.
Yeah.
And nobody is telling you that. You just think you got to get the job. Go to the school to get the job, to make the 7 figures and go, oh, I've arrived.
Yeah.
And then you realize this shit ain't
what it's caped out to be.
This ain't it.
But I mean, and that's why, again, I think you got to go through them experiences.
Yeah.
So, y'all listen, we moving down the same train, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all let us know which side of the fence you think it should be. But I make it more personal for me. I look at my own story, right? I was like, when I got out of high school, I'm like, man, I wanted to go to school. I wanted to go to Howard. I wanted to be a lawyer like Thurgood Marshall. Came time to flip that bill. Wasn't nobody telling me about school. I wasn't educated on the student loan factor, really, right? Because it's been around, but I never walked that space or even explored that.
Right.
I just knew that we couldn't afford college, nobody. So I was like, I'm going to the military. Right. And I did that. And I always had the faith to no, I want to be way different than how I grew up. You know what I mean? But then life happens. Life is life. And you just get caught up in moments. I'm thinking listen, I'm about to re-enlist. You know what I mean? And then when I started working for Northwestern, that's when my exposure level was high about corporate America and people making money. Because even on that side, we planners, most of us starting off broke, but helping people with money. And you get those experience factors. And I remember my first experience with money or just the experience of what money can afford you. I had a mentor, Timothy Radden, he was one of the first black guys that worked at Northwestern Mutual that made it, right? One of the top producers of the companies probably to this day. And he taught a class on how to work with more physicians. His market was working with physicians, so he understood the physician market. He taught a 4-series class where we flew different parts of the country to teach this class. The first, I was living in Colorado Springs. The first class we went to was here in Atlanta. We stayed at the JW up in Buckhead. I think that's the one attached to Lenox. And it was everything was, all we had to do was pay to get there. I'm broke, trying to scramble to get there, you know what I mean, with the flight or whatever, probably flying Spirit Frontier just to make sure I make it there. We stayed at the JW, room paid for. It was a group of us too. Not only was the room paid for, he didn't buddy us up. It wasn't like 2, 3 to a room. It was everybody had their own room. Right. We went to my first time we went to Capitol Grill. And we in the back section, we eating good. And they brought out the warm towels to like
wipe your hands.
I was like, ooh.
It's like, I cannot unexperience.
People do this. I'm like, people live like this. Where this coming from? And he was so intentional about it. The conference was a small setting. We had premiums. We always say some Marriott situation, Sheridan or JW, whatever. He was intentional about us having an experience factor. He said, because if you start to work with more physicians and you start making money, this is what money can afford you. It's an experience factor of life. Mm-hmm. And he told us, he was like, my wife got every Chanel color bag there is, right? It's a closet full of Chanel. And I was just like, man, that's crazy. And one of the first things he told me to do, he was like, Tariq, he said, you and your wife sit down. He said, y'all put together a spending plan. Mm-hmm. He said, I don't want you to put a budget together. He said, I want you to put a spending plan together
like that
for you spending like $50,000 a month. What if you have $50,000 a month to spend? What will you be spending it on? And we do the works. Oh, I want the ranch because I knew my man Ralph Lauren had a ranch out in Ridgeway, Colorado. I want the ranch. We want this. And so it's like if I'm spending $50,000 a month, I gotta be making. You know what I'm saying? 2, 3, 4 times that. Mm-hmm. And it just changed my experience factor with money. But a lot of times you can't really meet that or have an appreciation unless you've been through some stages. Now I get it. You should out the gate want to know how to be better with your money. Mm-hmm. But a lot of our emotional decisions is based off what we are used to seeing. You know what I mean? You can't unsee what you see all the time. My mom is lights going in and out.
Exposure is important. It's overdone all through social media, but you are a product of your environment and what entertains you, trains you. For sure. A lot of us have to untrain, put ourselves in different places so we're entertaining ourselves with things that are going to be productive for us, to move us in a different way, to have positive and productive habits, how we spend money and what we do with it. And I think to me, the thing that kind of helped me become kind of like get my financial stuff together was, and I was early on in this story is funny. I literally spent my last on a tube of lipstick. And I said, Farrah, what is wrong with you? Why would you? Now and I was so emotionally drawn to it. But because I didn't see a way all I knew was I didn't make enough money. I was like, I don't make enough money. But if I buy this lipstick today, I feel good. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to keep sitting into the sadness of me not making enough money. And I don't know what I'm going to do because I don't have an example. All I know is I'm in school and I'm working for this job, but I want this lipstick right now. And it's going to fill the emotional hole of me not really knowing what I want to do with my life and financially what I'm really doing here. Because I never had a role model. I didn't have anybody talk to me about money. But my mom did put me in various different positions to have people influence me. That as I got older, I was like, okay, this is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. Okay, this is what they're doing. So I had to be intentional about the environments that I put myself into. But that was probably the first introspective look I took about myself with spending. Because I said, this is crazy. You know you don't have the money, but you're going to swipe anyway because you got overdraft protection. Yeah. Like, that's crazy. Yeah.
That's how, listen, I'm
just going to keep it real because I know some people still do it. You're going to swipe and get the said thing knowing you don't have the money for it. Yeah.
And I did that with necessities. I pull up at the gas station, as long as I got a couple dollars in there, put that credit on there so we can make it to work or something like that till I get paid. You know what I mean? So as we move this train along, right, that's how I look at it. financial wellness is just like a train station.
Mm-hmm.
The first stop, you might come into some money, you might be stuck there, you get off, you might stay on there. Some of us get off that train and we like, man, it's got to be another stop to it, and we get back on there and keep going. And I think about when I was in the military, this is the moment I knew I wasn't standing here long.
Yeah.
I said, man, I'm I'm at the unit taking a shower, getting ready to put on my dress and get ready for the day, and I overhear these two E7s. And so on the enlisted side of the military, at least the Army, E7s are pretty high ranking, right? Is you like the first stage into a high rank, you got to be elected by Congress to be E7. And so these two E7s was talking. The guy said, man, let's go get some breakfast. Mind you, everybody know the military get paid on the 1st or the 15th. It's like clockwork. So I'm thinking military, man, we made it, some sort of normalcy, just like a person who think like they went to college and got the good job, right? And so I know I'm like low ranking. I'm like, man, if I just make it to the top, E7, E8, E9, we going to be in there. These two E7s like, man, let's go get some breakfast. This was like the 10th, I want to say. Like the 15th was like that. We was getting paid that Friday. My man said, I don't have no money till we get paid, so I can't afford breakfast.
Wow.
And I said, you an E7 and can't afford breakfast? So you mean to tell me I get to make it to E7 and I'm still struggling? Mm-hmm. I was like, I can't ride this gravy train no more, right? So I changed that situation. So let's say we on stop one, we making money.
Yeah.
Some of the things we might want to do with our money is invest in our own 401ks or Roth IRAs. We might set our kids up. We might get life insurance.
Look at investment.
You might get right. You might do these things to spread your wealth out. It might not be in your best interest or your fight to be a business owner. Mm-hmm. But some of us will get on that train and say, man, this is still not enough.
Yeah.
We think about Robert Smith's story. So he went to understand banking, investment banking, and how that world works.
Yeah.
And that's where he truly got to understand there's another side to this, another level to this. How does money work? I get to borrow money from an institution to help me make money, and then I make money, pay that money back. I don't have to pay taxes on the money I borrow because it's a loan.
That's right.
I get to put it in real estate via property or business.
Which will help me reduce my taxes.
Will help me reduce my taxes,
yeah.
Make money hand over fist, pay the bank back, become credit worthy, and continue that cycle over and over again to the point where I make money to have freedoms. Mm-hmm. Now I get to wake up when I want to wake up, go where I want to go, do what I want to do, employ who I need to employ.
A good example of that is the 9-to-5 millionaire. He worked 9 to 5 as a police officer.
In Chicago.
Yep, Jamal King. His story. Check him out.
Every time I hear that story, I think of Family Matters.
And and I think he's a great example because people think they need to make the 6 figures and they need to make more money to change their financial situation. But if you set in your mind that, hey, I want something different, he went and got into real estate, right? And he said, hey, listen.
He was saving his coins.
Everything that I want to do, I need to have a property or something that can pay for it. So he got a flip and said, hey, you know what? I want to make this amount of money. I'm going to get a property for it. If I want to take my wife on vacation, I want to get a property to pay for that, a rental property. My wife doesn't want to work anymore. How much you make a month? You make $4,000 a month, or I'm going to get a rental property that's paying us X, Y, and Z, so you don't have to go back to work anymore. So I think that this notion that you have to make all this money to make more money, you have to be disciplined and decide what you want to do. And I think sometimes people use systems in place to make it an to kind of like an scapegoat. Oh, I can't do this because I have to do this and I have to do that. There's always going to be stuff. But it's really our spending habits and our discipline.
So
to me, when I know people who've came from every walk of life who decided in their mind that I don't want to be this thing anymore and I need to do better and I need to find the people, places, and things that are going to take me to where I need to go. And I feel like that is it. Find the people, places, and things that are going to take you to where you want to go.
So when you think about it, I guess what would be the views on capitalism? I know I had this debate all the time. People don't believe in the capitalist system. They think that we should.
I believe in it wholeheartedly. I think you should take advantage of it at every chance you get.
We have to.
I think you go for it. Go for it.
Right. Let's understand how money working.
That's right.
Yeah.
You are in one of the best countries you could be in,
mm-hmm.
bar none. We complain about her, Miss America.
Yeah.
I love her because I won't want to be anywhere else. Could she be better? She could.
Yeah.
But you can't go anywhere else and make the type of money that you could make in this country online, services. You can get in a car, do Uber. You could go in the corner and sell hats.
So it's a way out.
It's a way out. You do not have to stay where you are. You can do real estate. You could watch children. You could go on. They got these Amazon stores that you could take somebody else's brand.
Right.
Put an Amazon, the eBay store, whatever the stores are.
Right.
I could take the Fiji water.
Yeah.
Put it online and they buy it from me, but Fiji is sending it out. You don't even have to have a shop or a store.
Yeah.
Nowhere else can you do that. You can then get all the hair. I love my hair. Thank y'all. But you can sell the hair and make money.
Yeah.
Makeup, eyelashes. Find it. People are consuming and buying in this country in which we live in called capitalism. I'm all for it.
So what do you think? So you think people, if they make money, what should like pour back into the communities and give and help people come?
Absolutely. I think you find, okay, so to take advantage of whatever it is you want to do, I think first you have to decide, I don't want to be in this place, right? I need to find people, places, and things that are going to take me there.
Right.
Once I get there, then I do need to kind of reverse it and pay back into which the system that has helped me move forward.
You talking about taxes or you talking about the people?
I'm talking about both.
Oh.
Now, I'm a tax girl. You know I believe in paying your taxes, but I do also believe in helping the people come up, right? And so when we talk about mentorship, right, as a culture, I don't think we do enough of that. We get ourselves here and then we stay up here and don't help and come back for the next person. Yeah. I am an advocate and component of helping other people come up with you. So I do believe in capitalism. I don't have any. There's issues, right? It's not a perfect system, but there's no perfect system. I think you take advantage of the system that's in place.
You know the rules and play the game.
There you go.
But all of them don't get it right. We was talking about Robert Kiyosaki earlier, right? Real estate.
I think he's a fraud. However, he used
Why you think he's a fraud?
System. He used the system to make the money in which he has.
Why you think he a fraud?
Because is he really who he say he is?
Well, why wouldn't he be?
Because he's inundated with the okay. So the money he's made is from the book in which he says that freed him to make money.
So you don't think?
But he didn't make the money
from real estate.
No, he got into real estate from selling said book. That's like the people that's saying, be a millionaire. I'm going to teach you how to be the millionaire. Buy this course in real estate and you're going to be the millionaire. But I wasn't really the millionaire. I became millionaire off selling you the course. But I don't have a problem because that's capitalism. Like
he just figured out the code.
He said, listen, I talk good. I'm a marketer. I could put some ideas together.
Right.
I got a concept.
You don't think his story was
rich
true?
Dad, poor dad. I got something. And if I could package it and sell it in a way that gonna eat it up.
Life was intentional. He went to the Marines.
I'm not saying the whole situation, but
he had a rich dad and poor dad. He said, I'm going to come out the gate learn about real estate.
A lot of stuff is theory. That's like going to school. It's like I've studied. I feel like if I put... That's nonfiction books. They do well.
Yeah.
I mean, fiction, not nonfiction. Fiction.
Right. But understanding the system in which he talked about is the same system which most people, I'm going to put a name out there everybody don't like, but Trump. Say what you want to say about him. But my man learned how to. He knew money,
Did you
made
come up
money.
with another example?
No, he the best.
Made my stomach hurt.
The best example out there. Made money through real estate, borrowing money, understanding how to use it, right, and took advantage of it. And then,
boy, did he? He did. He rode that train several times on the track. He went to every station of capital. He went to every capitalist station. I could do bankruptcy. I can come back and do bankruptcy again. I could borrow more money. I could file bankruptcy. He played he did. He sure did. I'm not mad because that's the system.
Right.
But all right. He definitely did. He played the game.
Right.
I'm not mad at the rules.
And Trump probably helped more business owners in years than any other politician out there. with his Tax Cuts and Jobs
Oh,
Act.
bye now.
Yeah.
Come on now. Come on now.
With that Tax Cuts and Jobs Act.
Did he?
He did.
All right.
That's why you can write off them G-Wagons.
It's only a period of time. It expires in like 2 more years.
Well, that's a couple years of savings.
Bonus depreciation. Guess what, y'all? You know what you could do? You can vote somebody else in to extend the credit that he put in place.
He started it, though.
Bye. Okay. That's like saying he started empowerment zones that people keep giving him credit for. Stuff is already in place. He just says, I want to renew and continue set policies that was already there.
But guess what, though? His influence in the political arena came after he made it in the economic arena.
No, he know how to talk well to uneducated people. He know how he's a salesman and he's a great marketer.
Good business owner.
Is he? Is he a good business?
Listen.
I'm from the tri-state area. He tore up Atlantic City. It's bankrupt. The casinos are gone. Done. He ruined it. He ruined Atlantic City.
Hey, he took advantage of the system. He was able to do.
I can't believe the mobsters still allow him to walk.
Not the mobsters.
He can't. I can't. Who helped run the land? I don't even know how he did it. Somebody in the comments research and let us know how.
Listen, y'all.
How he's still walking around?
Y'all crazy. In this season of money, though, understand that there's a game to be played at every level in which you choose to be on.
Mm-hmm.
What I am is pro-choice. At a certain point, I do get it. I started this episode with some grace. I do get it. At a certain point, you are born into a system.
Yep.
Right? When we think about systems and classisms, what's that? Over in Asia, some people are born poor and they stay poor. They born in the middle class, they born rich and they stay there. Mm-hmm. In here, we are put in certain conditions out of our control. But I think you have the power to realize that there's other ways for you to get out of whatever condition you don't want to be in. Some people think it's getting to a 7-figure job, which is nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
But we hear the stories every day. There's NFL players that go broke, moments that they leave up out of there, and they nothing but glorified, employed professionals because they get a W-2.
Dang.
Well, that's breaking down the system.
All right.
You don't think so?
I wouldn't diminish them down to glorified W-2. I mean,
they get paid from the NFL system. No, I'm not taking away from nothing that they did.
Supreme athletes.
I'm not taking nothing from what they did.
Okay.
For sure.
All right.
I think they are good athletes.
But they are W-2 employees.
Right. But to hear stories like that makes you more aware for you to understand money.
Yeah.
Understand how the world works.
Yeah.
Understand that we live in a capitalist society, and whether you like it or not, that's the society that we live in.
Yep.
Either you're gonna jump on that horse and ride it out, or you're gonna stay in the stables and keep complaining.
Yep. I'm with you.
The only two ways about that.
Yep. Find the people, places, and things to take you where you want to go.
Where you need to be.
We live in a great country for that.
Yeah.
We might not have no bootstraps, but pull up whatever you got.
Yep. Whatever you got. It's so many stories out there. So listen, y'all, we in the season of money. As we break this down, we got a book called The Tax Strategies for Small Business Owners. You'll see the link in the bio. This is a book of 13 other tax professionals that wrote books to help small businesses succeed, right? Because that small businesses, I believe the business is the backbone of America, period, right? We keep the economy moving at all stages of life. Some of us do it at a larger scale. Some of us do it at a small scale. Some of us mom and pop, we're still paying the most in taxes because we don't understand our strategies. We don't understand how business works. We don't understand how money works. Some of us figured it out and became an outlier, just like the Robert Smiths of the world, and we, control what we can control. So make sure you put the control in your space, get the books, get to be around the people, places, and things that's going to propel you to change your situation.
You where you want to be.
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.
That's right.
What's going on? We're glad to have you at another episode of Minding Your Biz podcast. Listen, everything that you hear or see on this podcast episode is for educational purposes only. We have not seen your books. We have not seen your specific situation. Make sure you please seek your financial advisor for anything pertaining to your situation. Peace. All right, y'all. It's a wrap.
Listen, like, comment, subscribe, share, tell your friends to come check us out at the Mind Your Biz podcast, y'all.
And we'll see y'all in another episode of Minding Your Biz. Peace.